Hello dear friends on YouTube. This is the next video of the Rebound series. Now, Rebound is something that has become sort of a lost art. As I said in the other videos, everybody is so hung up on finger control and push-pull and all these kind of things that really are almost quite useless on the drums, except for a very specific few things. Now, I think unless you studied with someone from the older generation, like Murray Spivak or something like that, this information is probably, you didn't even know it existed. Like I didn't know it existed until I started studying with Murray and Richard Wilson. And of course, you know, it was a shock to me. It was a shock that I played with so much tension in my hands and I didn't understand the whole world that was going on the drums and using the weight of the stick and gravity and all that stuff. It's a lot, there's a lot to be considered. By the way, before we go on, I want to thank everybody for writing in and supporting the channel, and your super thanks. I really appreciate it. Believe me, I do. It's a very nice of you to do that, and I really appreciate it. Again, the lesson site is waiting for you if you want to join the lesson site as well. Now, some guys have asked me for multiple angles and all this stuff. Man, the best thing to do is just join the lesson site and study with me, because no matter how many angles I show here on YouTube, you need to have personal attention with me to get it going correctly. You know, that's just the way it is. Murray Spivak's course is a 2-year course with a year-long waiting list, sometimes more, to get into his course. So this is some of the stuff that he showed me. Okay, so with that in mind, let's get going. So as you know, in the rebound stroke, to produce the rebound strokes, you have a choreography, you have the sequence. Okay, those are two different things. Remember, the sequence is the way the sticks are falling, okay, on the drum, or the practice pad in this case. The 5-stroke roll is right, right, left, left, right. That's a right-handed 5-stroke. Left, left, right, right, left. It's a left-handed 5-stroke, okay? This is an alternating roll, as they call it. It means the hands change every time you do it, okay? Now, the outer, okay, the choreography, the outer structure of this roll is going to be this, okay? 3 movements. I want you to start thinking of rudiments in movements, all right? Not in stickings. That's a very important point. It's like maybe a dancer thinks of certain moves. It's the same thing with this, okay? So the 5-stroke roll has 3 moves, and this is what they are. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay? So it's accent, lift, tap, accent, lift, tap, accent, lift, tap, accent, lift, tap. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay? Very important if you want to get to use the rebound properly, all right? You have to think in choreographies and movements and not in stickings. Why? Because those choreographies are what's going to give you the phrase. It's as simple as that. And when you put it onto the kit, all this is going to become very clear as to why you do these things. So, I mean, you look at Buddy, you look at Louis, you look at, you know, I mean, guys that were amazing at this kind of thing, applied it on the kit constantly and not in a military way, okay? So let's just go step by step here. I'm going to explain each part. Okay, now, if you do rebound stroke with this choreography, pure rebound, okay, this is what's going to happen. All right, now, so that bounce back when you do the accent, you want to kind of control that, all right? So you need to know how to do a single stroke roll and stop the stick, okay? Or else you're gonna get that, okay? So this is something very important. I'm gonna talk about single strokes in another video, and also double strokes, which is the next point. The double stroke roll, when you do it really slow, you lift after the second note, okay? Now it's not this right, right, left, left. It's not that. It's drop, lift, okay? That's a super slow double stroke roll. One of the hardest, most boring things you'll probably ever do, okay? But so you need those two elements to do this, all right? You'll notice when I'm doing the choreography, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. I'm stopping the stick. I'm not letting it bounce back like that, okay? You're soon gonna understand why. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Super important to know is when to lift the stick, okay? Lifting, where to lift is one of those things that, you know, I think it was Buddy that said that one of the secrets to drumming is not when to hit the drum, it's when to lift the stick, okay? So when do you lift the stick in this outer choreography? It's after the accent. Accent lift, okay? So you have to think this is the first move. 1, up. 1, up, all right? 1, up. Accent lift, okay? Like that. Accent lift, accent lift, accent lift. Okay, now the next part is the tap, all right? Accent lift, tap. With the hand that's down, you're gonna do the tap. If you let it rebound like that, then there's all this dead space in there, okay, that you don't need. So accent lift, tap, accent lift, tap, accent lift, tap, accent lift, tap. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, now, where's the 5-stroke roll, you might be saying? I came here to learn a 5-stroke roll. Okay, this is what happens. In the 3 moves is where you're going to get your 5-stroke roll. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, left, 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 right, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left. Okay, now watch. As in the double stroke roll, you lift after the second note, okay? So drop, lift, for that left hand, drop, lift. It's not right, right, left, left, right. It's not 5 moves, okay? It's not 5 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you call the sequence, the order in which the notes fall on each hand, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you play like that, you'll never get speed, you'll never get power, you'll never, you know, and you'll hurt yourself for sure. Now, this is one of the reasons, again, sorry to stop and start, but now I taught at PIT for 12 years, all right? 12 years. I taught at Drummers Collective for 4 years, at Drummers Institute in Germany for 4 years, at Swarnabhumi Music Academy for 2 years. I was the dean of students there. And without a doubt, there would always be an injury to drummers because of using bad technique. When I ran into, there was over 300 drummers at PIT, for example. I didn't have all of them under my supervision, right? So sooner or later, some guy would end up with a cast on his hand and say, well, I'm like, what the hell happened? Oh man, tendonitis, I can't play for 6 months, I gotta drop out of school. Okay, great. What happened? They were wristing everything. There's even famous drummers, okay, that insist on wristing everything and that they play all wrist, they don't use rebound, blah, blah, blah. And for sure, you can go on their YouTube channel and see, oh, I'm in the hospital because I had to have an operation on my arms. All right. Okay, so that's the main reason, your health, okay? The second reason is because it's a very fluid, beautiful technique, and it allows you access to certain vocabulary that you wouldn't have otherwise, okay? So when you're doing the choreography, accent, lift, tap, accent, lift, tap, okay? Inside there is the sequence, okay? So first you want to start with the accent. You'll notice real slow, okay, that I'm stopping the stick after the accent and dropping or tap, you might call it, and lift is where the second note is, okay? It's not right, left, left, or right, right, okay? Drop, lift, okay? Drop, lift. You might want to try each hand separately too. Drop, lift, like that. Okay, now another issue, you want to make sure you're lifting on time, you know. Don't do this and then lift. And then lift. No, it's you get the note from the lift, from here, not from down here, okay? Okay. Now when you're doing the taps on the opposite hand, it's just a drop. It's not 1, 2, not 1, 2, okay? You're just dropping it. You're just letting it bounce. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very important to know when to lift, as you see, because you're getting a free note, basically, on the choreography. If you do all stickings, it's like, you know, trying to go uphill in your car with your handbrake on, right? So again, here's what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The battle is always to maintain that real fluid form and make sure you're doing 3 movements, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? That's where the brakes are. That's putting the brakes on everything, doing with your wrists. Okay, so let's go a little faster. As you know, the faster you go, the smaller the movements become, okay? I'm always thinking 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm not thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. No. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The faster we go, smaller the movements become, okay? Not so much elbow anymore. All right, so it's very easy to play that way. You don't have this incredible tension if you're doing the stickings. It's just impossible. You know, the human body can only go so fast, like as I mentioned in other videos. So if you want to go faster and play with fluidity and have that phrase come out, you need to use the rebound and you need to understand the choreography of each phrase, okay? I say phrase and not rudiment because, and eventually when you get to phrasing, every phrase has a choreography, okay? Whether you're talking about rudiments or different phrases that apply several rudiments at once, okay? So, in the 5-stroke roll, again, let's just review. You need to know how to do a double with rebounds, and you need to know how to do an accent with stopping the stick at the bottom. I mean, I'm sure we all know those, how to stop the stick at the bottom, but I have beginning students also, and they don't know, they can't find the right, you know, height to stop the stick at. A lot of them stop like this and stuff. So if that's you, try to maintain at least, you know, this much off the head, like, you know, a couple of inches, 2 inches off the head. All right, and not like this. Random heights, you know. Try to maintain down here. Okay, what that's going to do is give you the right position for when you want to start the tap and the up. Okay, if you go like this, then you have to come down again too much. That's a speed killer. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now you hear that separate, the phrase is separate there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, taka, taka, ta, with that space in between. That's called the military way to do the 5-stroke roll. There's the jazz way, which is stringing it all together, okay? And that sounds like this, without any space after the accent. Uh, okay, you see there's still 3 movements, but you're putting them closer together. And of course, you know, I practice it both ways with the rebound like this after the accent, but it just gets real complicated. You know, I do that to loosen up my grip. Whenever I feel my grip like, you know, I want to do something to relax that grip and let the phrases flow out of my hands. Okay, that's what that looks like. And that applies more as you speed things up. Okay, so let's just go a little faster with the jazz way. Now, you'll notice at a certain speed, after a certain speed, it all becomes compressed like that. There's no difference between the military way and the jazz way, unless you really, really make it so, you know. But after a certain speed, it all sounds kind of the same. All right, so these things are super important to know because it's going to influence the next steps, all right, in your learning of the rebound. The 5-stroke roll in itself is a beautiful phrase which you can apply in many ways, and you don't really have to think about only the 5-stroke roll as a phrase. You can put other things in between the 5-stroke roll, and you know, we're going to get into that eventually, how to use the rudiments on the drum set. But it's a beautiful way to play the rebound stroke. It's very fluid, as you can see, and it's very, well, it's very kind of Zen-like. If you're doing these movements, it looks like you know, some kind of martial arts. The struggle is always to keep your hands relaxed and the positions, okay, in the proper place when you're doing this. Harder is slower. It's something I work on constantly. It's not like I'm perfect at it, but the gist of it is to flow the motions so that the phrase comes out, okay? It's going to give you a much clearer sound on the kit. It's going to allow you a certain vocabulary that you won't have, which I'll get to also eventually, if you don't use the rebound stroke, okay? This allows you a vocabulary that it specifically depends on you rebounding, or let's say throwing the choreographies on the kit, okay? So once again, thank you so much for watching. I am very happy that you guys are enjoying this, this little series, and it's something that's very special, I think, learning the rebound stroke as it applies many things about drumming that perhaps we don't talk about a lot, like the use of the weight of the sticks, the use of downward pressure, okay, downward pressure on the choreography, the use of the bounce, you know, understanding the bounce, how to control the bounce and not stick it. You know, I always think of the analogy of, like, if you wrist everything, you're telling the drum and the sticks what to do. Do this, do this, do this. And you're not allowing the drum to speak back to you. You're not allowing the drum to help you communicate. You're always telling. You're always telling. You ever talk to those people that when they talk, they're like in a monologue mode? They don't let you get a word in edgewise, and they're just like one long monologue. Oh my God, that's so incredibly boring. So that's what it's like to be sticking everything or wristing everything, okay? Let the drum help you, and let the drum speak with you. All right, a lot of my students, when they see me in person, they'll notice that you can hear the wind. You can hear the whooshing of the sticks because of this, motion. So, again, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Please love your commenting on the videos, and hope you're all doing fine out there. Peace out.